Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Manifest Mondays. I'm your host, Jen Mazer, the Queen of Manifestation, and today I'm here with Laura Haynes Franklin. She's the creator of Holy Shift, and I'm really excited to be here with you today.
Yes.
Yeah, so Laura, if you are not familiar with her, is amazing. She's like a magician, and I just experienced a Holy Shift myself. And I want you to all understand what that is and how you can experience it for yourself and how that's going to help you manifest what you want in your life. So, Laura, can you just tell us a little bit about Holy Shift and what that is?
Holy Shift and what that is. Well, Holy Shift is that moment when suddenly you realize everything's changed. It's almost like, and you know, because you love magic wands, somebody's literally waved a magic wand over your life and things are different. Suddenly, you know, the partner you've been praying for the past 20 years, you know, and you keep going through these same patterns suddenly shows up. Or your back pain that you've had for who knows how long, you know, since you fell on your coccyx when you were snowboarding when you were 12, suddenly vanishes. Or those moments where it's like totally unexplainable and yet it just happens. And I witness this all the time with my clients, and my program is called Holy Shift, very appropriately, and it kind of named itself because as I was working with people, we would, you know, do our work together and they would be like, holy sh. And I was like, it's that moment where it's just like everything you kind of, all the rules go out the window and lots of miracles enter.
Yeah, and you have this ability to just get right to the heart of what's going on with someone, you know, and so that they can release what's not working and let it go. Something that they might not even be aware of, or something that they are aware of, and how I think all the dots connect to each other. And how that can be released.
Yeah, and the dots are key, and I love how, you know, I can see your seeing of it.
Yeah.
You know, because often we have the pieces, and it can be so frustrating when, you know, you feel like, well, I know this, you know, I've done this mantra, and I've, you know, done the yoga classes, and I'm drinking the green juice, and I know that I have this block, and I know I have that block, and yet it doesn't actually shift it.
Right.
Or it's like we're trying to shift a part of our lives but not looking at the whole and how it's all connected. And, you know, your body is not, it's not like a clock made up of all these individual parts. You know, we're not a machine, we're a system of energy, and everything connects to everything. So you can't change one thing in your life without everything else changing. And often those key things that we, you know, find ourselves battling with over and over and over, the reason why we can't actually make the shift is because it has to happen. It's like the genius of the whole system needs to, it's almost like the whole computer needs an upgrade rather than just like, you know, replacing, you know, one of the programs or like changing a part.
Yeah. No, I love that. Yeah, it's true. And you talk about on your website about going to the Apple Genius Bar.
Yes.
It's like bringing yourself there and getting everything.
Yeah, totally, because it's like your body, like, you know, this like physical being that we exist in, it's like, that is like your computer that you can then log on to the internet. And if your computer is clogged up with who knows what, you know, I mean, it's so easy these days. It's like, get a new computer and like, it feels like a month later and it's full. It's like, how did it suddenly get full? And then, you know, we're trying to log on, we're trying to watch, you know, video on YouTube, and it doesn't flow, it doesn't load, we're not able to access that information. We know the information's there, everyone says all the answers are there, you can access it, you know, you're connected to the universe, it's all within you, but you're not experiencing that. And it can just be that you literally just have, you know, some programs with bugs in them. You need to defrag your hard drive, you need to like clean out, you know, all those videos that are still you know, Apple is great. It loves to duplicate everything and hide it in places, you know, and when you take it into the Genius Bar, they can clean that up, and we can do that for our bodies. And then suddenly, as if by magic, everything runs more smoothly and the insights are coming. You know, we know which way, you know, yes, I should take this action, no, I shouldn't do that action. Suddenly money flows to you.
Synchronicities, you're feeling in the flow.
Yeah. And the key, you know, I just find is just the piece of the body and, you know, how it's all literally webbed, mapped within our cells. You know, and then as that is cleared, you know, just then the clarity just comes.
Love it. Yeah. Oh goodness. I personally experienced Laura in her Holy Shift program, which is amazing. She'll talk about it later. And just now we had a private session as well where she cleared a lot of things for me, and in my physical body and my mental body, and like she said, all connected. So I'm so excited because we wanted to give you a taste of this, and I thought a really great way to do that was to use a block that I think a lot of us experience, and myself especially lately, after coming back from a long vacation in Europe and coming back into the grind of New York City. I feel like I have so much to do and there's not a lot of time to do it. Like there's never enough time, especially as a busy mom. You might experience this, or you're working a 9 to 5 and you're trying to get your, you know, dream job off the ground. So I thought we could work on that not enough time.
See how we can shift that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's, you know, I'm sure everyone can relate. It's, you know, often we feel like we're racing against the clock, we're racing against the calendar, how can I fit it all in? And, you know, if right now you just, you know, imagine that feeling if there's not enough time, you know, particularly, say you have an important deadline, you know, you have to send this email by a certain time, and the clock is ticking, and just noticing that feeling that happens in your body. And can you feel how it's almost like everything just tightens up? And, you know, it's like a bit of a chicken or egg scenario, because when that happens, it almost makes everything worse. We're less in the flow, we're less able to know the words to write, we're less able to actually function as efficiently and as brilliantly as we can when we feel like we have so much time. So I feel like there's two pieces we can do today. One is kind of directly experiencing a tangible experience in our body, and then I thought maybe we could actually tune in, you know, to, it's almost like if we can log on to your computer and find out, okay, what are some of these bugs that are ready to be cleared out? We can do that as well.
cool.
So the first thing we're going to do is just really, really simple, and that is to just take one hand.
Doesn't matter which hand?
Doesn't matter which hand. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do the same hand. So use your left hand, and you're just going to tap your arm. So you can, yeah, why don't you use your left hand to tap your right arm? So we're all doing the same thing. So you're going to tap your arm, and while you do, you're just going to notice, can I breathe and tap? Always a good question to ask oneself every day. Am I breathing while I'm doing this? So just tap your arm and just kind of notice, am I covering the whole of my arm? So covering the shoulder, around your elbow, inside, outside, tap hand. That's it. And maybe you can just move your arm a little bit while you're tapping it. That's it. Okay, so just another moment, so as if you're like playing a drum or something, just tap, tap, tap. And then you're just going to brush down your arm, and we're going to use our imagination, which I'm sure everyone who is connected to you is really good at. You're going to just imagine that you're just brushing away any cobwebs or tension or like any of that like frustration. And then just give your arm a shake. Shake, 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 shake. Okay. And then just take a moment to notice your two sides. So right now, just noticing the arm that we tapped, the arm that we didn't tap, and just notice if they feel any different. Do you feel any different?
Yes.
Can you describe it?
My arm that I just tapped feels lighter and relaxed. It feels lower. And,
Yeah,
and this one feels like kind of like hunched forward.
So, give me an example of something that feels time restricted right now. Something you've got to do that's.
I have to answer a lot of emails.
Okay, so respond to lots of emails. Okay, so imagine with your right arm, the side that we tapped, that you're responding to emails, and just notice, you know, like, how clear does it feel in kind of my mind, my body, to be able to actually, you know, read the email and just easily, flowingly just respond? And then compare it to the other side. So I'm sure you have to respond to emails too, so you experience this as well in your own body.
Yeah.
So just noticing how that feels. So
this arm felt more like it was flowing, it was easier. And this one, it felt more like I was efforting, like I was pushing or kind of struggling to do it.
So when are we more efficient? When do we experience time expanding? When things flow or when things are efforted? When they flow. So it's literally, you know, when we can bring our bodies into the experience of flow, we're experiencing, it's literally like we're experiencing more time. Whereas the other one, we're experiencing the resistance, we're experiencing that, like, I can't do it all, it's too much, and so we're having to like push through that, and then it's almost like we just got, it's like it has literally cut down the energy that we have.
Right, because if we're doing it from that place, it makes it harder for ourselves than if we were doing it from the other place.
Yeah. So it's really worth taking a little bit of time, shifting the experience in my body first, then suddenly time opens up, and you know, how I so many experiences myself and with my clients where the impossible happens. You know, time really does start to slow down and everything does just move to that next level of flow. So I think we should just challenge everyone to do your other arm, maybe do it after this video, or rewind and, you know, watch that piece again. Don't leave your other arm out, or else it will come back to haunt you.
I can't wait to do my other arm.
So make sure you do your other arm, but I also just wanted to share, you know, one more piece, and that is, okay, so what I'm getting is just us letting go of any fear of not having enough time. So we kind of experience that in these two arms. It's like the part that feels restricted, I have to do it. It's like that is coming from the image of I'm not going to do it. So it's almost like we're practicing that image and then fighting against it. So no wonder it's extra tiring.
I feel like that's with so many things, that could be a metaphor.
Yes.
So practicing it and not applying it.
Yeah. So we're going to actually ask your body, because, you know, there's one, you know, part of you that is like, can be consciously aware of it, but then there's the rest of you know, the 90% or more part that is subconscious. And, you know, it's one thing getting your conscious mind on board, but it's another thing getting your full consciousness on board. So we're going to ask our bodies to release some of that fear around not getting everything done. And then the other piece that's coming is actually helping us to balance the, almost like the consciousness of, and this is actually a big one, so I feel
That's
like
okay.
your people are deep and ready for
They're
this.
ready for it.
Balancing the consciousness of mortality. You know, because it's often like, when we're interacting with time, it's like there's this bigger feeling of this bigger clock that's ticking. You know, and it's like this email that I have to do is not just the email, it's connected to this project that I need to do, that is connected to the vision I have for my life, which is connected to my mission, which is connected to all this, the dreams I have, the connection to this part of me that knows I'm here for a bigger reason, and am I going to actually complete it in this lifetime? So it's like, oh my gosh, no wonder those emails are hard. It's like suddenly our whole life rests upon it.
Yes.
So when we can balance the consciousness of mortality, it's just helping to dissolve some of those human ideas of I'm separate, of, you know, time is limited, you know, which we experience.
Yeah.
And yet, you know, when we can take a deeper experience in, we recognize the infinite nature of all things. But again, you can know it, but it's a different thing to experience it. So we're going to tap into your body's, the part of your body that knows that, so that we can experience it. So you're going to put your hand just on you can just put it on your belly, kind of solar plexus.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you're going to tap head and heart and breathe. So the tapping is basically alerting your brain. Let's say it's saying like, hey brain, like go take a look. So the subconscious part of us, go take a look and see, is there any fear in the chest around not having enough time? So the fear connected to that. So breathe. Very important that we're breathing when our body is cleaning out, so it just helps to process it through. And then also just getting the body to go and take a look at dissolving any fear, beliefs, kind of goal-oriented actions connected to mortality. And just take nice deep breaths. Sit and just the hand on the heart for the last couple of taps. So when we're tapping over the heart, it's like hitting save on your computer. So it's like, okay, go run this program, go defrag, and then save it. So we don't have to go back to the Apple Store.
Save it.
Yeah. And then the next time, you know, it will be, you know, something else will be addressed, something else. So just take a moment just to notice how you feel. And then if you just allow yourself to think about, you know, some of the things that we need to do. I mean, maybe if you think about the email thing now, has it shifted at all? How does that feel for you, Jen?
I feel more like energized that it's possible. And I'm really feeling this, you guys. I'm just saying it. Because I'm like, yeah, I feel like the things that were stressing me out feel just like insignificant. Like, why was that stressing me out? It's okay.
Yeah, it's incredible. That's a holy shift. And so I am expecting that you, if you have fully participated with us, you will be experiencing your own experience of a holy shift too. So I really want to know about it. So please make sure you leave me a message.
You can leave a comment below what holy shifts you've experienced from this video. Yeah, awesome.
Definitely. And then all the things that just magically you were able to accomplish in your day.
Yeah. Thank you for that experience.
My pleasure.
Now I want you to share how we can experience more of these shifts. This is just a taste. Did you know this is awesome? I want more. Yeah, because this is, if we can do this in all different areas of our lives, that's when things are gonna.
That's when we're gonna change the world. Like, and it's, for me, this is the time for us to connect to our superpowers. We are needed to have superpowers, and there's so much that can shift in such a tiny period of time. Your whole concept of time radically changes because the amount that you can start to let go of. People take lifetimes, you know, to process this stuff. So I am absolutely passionate about empowering everyone who knows they're here for this mission and supporting the waking up of those who are kind of discovering that and just connecting to that part inside. It's like, I'm here for something bigger. So my program, Holy Shift, is an online class where we meet on the internet, and you can see me through video, and I can see you if you turn on your camera. It's a live interactive experience, and it's totally unique because I don't have a curriculum. It's not like I turn up with an agenda of what we're going to do, but instead connect to our global community. And the power of the group is a whole other discussion, but you know, we've got people from all around the world connecting in. And it's almost like if you were all logged on to a server, and then we're seeing, okay, from this amazing connection of all these beings and all these computers who are logged on, like, what are we all ready to shift? And it's always miraculous because literally every time, pretty much everyone is always like, oh my god, that was exactly for me.
Exactly.
I just read that book, I just said that thing just happened, and miracles just become us.
Yeah.
So we meet once a week online. All the details we can just link below. I know that this community would love and benefit from Holy Shift so much, and I would love, you know, I love you being a part of it, for your community to be a part of it, because it's so supportive for the work that you are doing. And enrollment is currently open, so we start the next term on September 8th. So you have a window where you can come join us for a major Holy Shift.
Yeah, thank you. I definitely encourage you to check it out and see what Laura has to offer. And like I said, I did it, and it was amazing. When you were talking about how it was always exactly what people needed, I had chills, because that was my experience as well. It was always exactly what I needed, and you just tuned in. And the things that we did right now, that's kind of what you do, right, in Holy Shift.
It's a little bit, but
it's a taste of it. There's a lot more. It definitely grows, but you'll be doing things with your physical body and, you know, mental things, and just connecting with everyone else is really amazing. And you're doing it live together.
Yeah.
So,
yes, definitely come join me for Holy Shift, and thank you. And make sure you do your other arm. Remember, tap and brush.
yes. So sending you all lots and lots of love, and we'll see you next time for another edition of Manifest Mondays. Bye.
Yay! Love it. Holy shit. It's like stepping in Harry Potter world. Things will start talking to you and magic will start happening, and you're like, whoa, I really do live in the magical